Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at the Figurized Standard for Omegamon Amplified from Digimon Adventure. So Figurize is a line of like model kit action figures that Bandai does. They look pretty good from what I can tell. I have never done one before. This will be the first one I've ever put together. But from everything I can see, it looks like it's mostly different colored pieces of plastic, so there's really not too much going on sticker-wise, which I really appreciate. Nothing on the bottom, but if we open this up real quick, you can see that there's a lot to put together in here, but it's all just like different colored plastic and everything, so very minimal stickers, which is actually really cool. But yeah, so like I said, it's going to be a really articulated action figure when you're all said and done, and I just happened to see this on HLJ. They were advertising like a new pre-order or whatever. Apologize for that. So I just decided to give it a shot. I really like Digimon, and I don't have too many action figures, certainly not of Omegamon or Omnimon, whatever you want to call him. Obviously, Omegamon is his Japanese name. And I just thought it looked cool, so I thought I'd give it a shot, and we'll see how Figurize goes. Because they do have, I think, a Greymon and a Metal Garurumon separately. I think he's out already, and he's going to be out soon. So if I like this one, I might pick up a few more of these. But I'm going to build this guy, and then we will take a look at the finished product. Here is Omegamon fully assembled, and I gotta say, he looks great. I'm really kind of surprised how great this turned out. Really, really nicely done. Where do I even start? Let's see. The first thing I'll note is the kind of, I don't want to say lack of stickers because there are a few, but really minimal stickers here. So you can see that there's these kind of like black and silver like eye stickers. So there's two on each of the heads. There are these black stripes on the shoulder pads. So there's one for each side. So there's two on each of those. There's this little jewel right here in the center of the chest. There are his two eye stickers on the head, which you can see there. And that might be it. Oh, no, I'm sorry. There are one on each side of the blade, which I think look really good, by the way. The blade sticker looks really good, but we'll get there a little bit later. So that's awesome. Most of this is just different colored plastic. They did a really nice job. Oh, there were two stickers underneath this as well, and I'll show that off a little bit later as well. But yeah, it's a really nice build. I had one or two times I had problems with, like trying to peg something together and just like maybe this half would peg in tight, but the other half just wouldn't kind of get all the way there. But it's still really, everything came together. It still looks good. And this, there we go. So, everything still holds together well. It's not a problem with that. It was just one or two little frustrating spots while building it. But for the most part, it was really fun to build. Even this blue on the chest here, that's a different piece that's inlaid in the white piece, and then it pegs onto the back. Well, it pegs onto the chest piece. It's really cool. Even these are different pieces. Everything's all pegged in nice. Really, really looks sharp. You have the cape. You can move around. It's got three pieces to it. One that kind of stays stationary here on the bottom, and then these can kind of open up and you can move them around as you like. You can also kind of lift this up a smidge, a little bit like that. Let me get a close-up look here at the head and chest so you can really see. I just think they nailed it. They did such a really good job with this. Alright, let's go ahead. Let's get into all of his articulation here. Alright, so going back to the head, let me go ahead and zoom in here. The head's on a ball joint, but he does have like a collar that you can see. Sometimes the head has difficulty fitting inside. And I don't want to say it has difficulty, but like sometimes if you move it around and then if you have it in a wrong position, it won't clear. So just be careful with that. But otherwise, head's on a ball joint, so you can move that around. And I think they crushed it. The head looks fantastic. He does have kind of a butterfly joint here in the shoulder. You can see how that moves a little forward. Then you do have movement here, and sometimes it's just a little difficult to get certain joints to move just because you have to kind of get to them, like trying to reach around through these horns and stuff and not get stabbed. Or like with the cape in the way, sometimes I feel like it's a little difficult to get to some of these pieces. Here is the shield from Greymon, which is on a ball joint, so you can move that around a little bit. But you do have, and some of these joints are just tight, but they are perfectly good. So you have a shoulder swivel there. You have in and out with the shoulder as well. You can see the bicep swivel there. You have the elbow joint. You also have another swivel down here, right here, where the head kind of meets the arm down there. And then you have the blade, which looks fantastic. It's just two kind of heavy foil stickers, but it really looks nice. If you want, I'm getting stabbed on the horns here. You can open the mouth, and you can take this blade piece out. It's a little difficult to do, but... And you want to be careful because like there's a connector piece. Here we go. So, let me do this. There's a connector piece here, but the blade can actually come out of the connector piece as well. And sometimes the stickers get a little messed up just on like the ends because, I don't know, trying to get them to like lay next to each other is a little difficult. But when you get, like when you push it into this darker gray piece, sometimes it kind of messes up the sticker at the bottom. But anyway, there's the blade. If you want to take that off, then you can close the mouth up if you prefer that look. Move that around. And then same over here with the Metal Garurumon mouth. You can see he's got kind of a huge cannon, but if you want, you can open that up. And you can take this cannon out. And he comes with like a tinier cannon that you can put in. And it's just kind of like a tab and tab slot situation where you just plug that in. There we go. So if you want like a smaller cannon that he can close the mouth, you have that option. And then this arm has all the same articulation the other arm does. This one seems a little less tight, and I don't really know why. Maybe it's just over time it'll loosen up. But the other thing is I feel like I love the shield on here, but it does kind of get in the way with the cape. So trying to move that arm is a little difficult. But overall, a lot of nice articulation there in the arms. In the torso, you have a swivel at the waist. You have kind of an ab crunch. I'm trying to think, do you have any? I guess you just have the side to side of the abdomen there. There's not really anything like up in the torso. So you just have the ab crunch, and then you have the side to side. At the waist, of course, you have kick forward, kick back. You can go a little bit out to the side. You do have a thigh swivel. You have double jointed knees. Although I will say, because of the way the kneecap guard is pegged into the middle piece, it looks a little weird sometimes when you move the leg like that. I think it looks best when you move it here and kind of keep that together as one piece, but you do have the double joint there. Then you have a ball joint here in the ankle, but you can also bend it here at the foot and also at the toe. So the foot has 2 points of articulation, which is pretty cool, and then the ball joint. So, and I'm not really good at posing figures, but let's see what I can do here. He is a little back heavy because of the cape, so you just kind of have to keep that in mind. But you can get some pretty cool poses with this guy. He's got a lot of nice articulation. And I mean, the War Greymon and the Metal Garurumon heads look fantastic. Whether you want to display them, with the blade and gun or without. I personally like the blade and the larger gun. get this back in here. It's a little difficult though, I will say, like, well, that actually wasn't too bad that time. Sometimes I've had trouble in the past. I think because it's a model kit, sometimes I get nervous about like where to grab it or moving pieces around. There we go. Because I don't want to break anything. Having built it, for some reason, it seems more fragile to me. It's not really, though, to be honest. It's really not. The toy doesn't seem fragile. The model doesn't feel like it's going to break or fall apart or anything like that. Not at all. There we go. So yeah, I think it looks really cool. I wish there was a way, like with the cape piece, to move it back a little bit, just so you could kind of move the arms around. I mean, I guess you could technically take it off. It kind of pegs onto a piece. You could probably lift the whole thing off if you wanted to, but I'm not going to try it. But yeah, this is really cool. It was a really fun build. Like I said, there was only one or two minor points of frustration where I felt like I couldn't snap something together all the way, but that might just be me, like, overdoing it. You know what I mean? It might have been, like, snapped in 90% of the way, and I'm just trying to push it to make sure there's no even seam line. You know, models just aren't always like that, but really looks nice. Really great articulation, and, yeah, I'm really glad I decided to pick it up. Due to how much I like this one, I went and pre-ordered. There is a standalone War Greymon and a standalone Metal Garurumon, so I think he's out already, and he's coming soon, maybe later this summer, something like that. So we'll see how it goes. But I really like this, and I recommend if you like models and you like Digimon, I think this is a lot of fun to put together, and looks really good when you're done. So that's going to do it for this one. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.